So let's talk about how to make it work for you. I think the biggest thing to do is ask yourself some questions first. What kind of content do you have? What is your use case? What are you trying to do with your content? How accurate do you need the results? You know, somebody that I was talking to in a previous session, they work for a firm that deals with content that is like government legislation and things like that. When you're talking about government legislations, especially like in Europe, you want to make sure that that is a really accurate transcription. Otherwise, people may get mad, right? So that's a case where you want high accuracy. Do you have any developers on your team? Because a lot of these services expose an API, and often you're going to want to use their API to actually build some useful applications around what you are doing with these machine learning services. And then finally, your content is your content and it's not my content. It's specific to you. Some of these services are going to work better with certain types of content because they haven't had the ability to label every single video that ever existed in human history and run it through their models. So some of these are going to be tuned to sports. Some of these are going to be more tuned to, you know, nature videos that have a lot of animals in them. So you're going to want to take your content and leverage these trials they make available to see which ones are the best ones for you. So, you know, what is your content profile? Movies, user-generated content, nature clips. Play with them. And if you have a developer on your team, or you are a developer, or you have a team of developers, definitely take a look at the API. The nice thing about Video Indexer is they actually let you play with their services in their API documentation. So that's a really cool feature. And then those spreadsheets that I shared with you, this is kind of what they look like. We went from Microsoft Video Indexer, Velosa, Google Video Intelligence, and AWS Recognition. And we pulled all the tags out. We checked to see, okay, how are they accurate? And if they weren't, what are our thoughts on why they weren't? You know, for instance, a video index recently, it said that there was a gun in the video. But then when I went back to the frame where it supposedly saw a gun, it was actually an old style camera. So like the old style with the, you know, flash bulb at the top, and somebody was like side cocking the camera, which I could think is why it may have thought it was a gun. Another example is I ran a very old black and white cartoon, and there was a villain that was kind of doing this, and it thought it was a bat because it was black and white and he had a big black cloak on. So feel free to take a look at this, see where the services return similar tags, different tags, where they get tags wrong. This will get you started. But the thing to note is we did this in 2018. These models are constantly learning. They're constantly training these models. So I can guarantee you if we went back and did this again, it'd be different. So, but this will at least give you a feel for kind of like what kind of stuff to get out of these services.